May of 2009 near Mullaitivu, where Balupalai Prabhakaran was finally killed. Now, Suren is a senior member of the British Tamils Forum, and he joins me now live from London. Thanks, B. Thanks for joining us. With Prabhakaran gone, it seems the potential for an independent homeland is probably out of the question now. But are you hopeful that the candidates in the campaign thus far have demonstrated at least a willingness to grant some kind of ear, some kind of concession to the Tamil community?
Well, both the main candidates are war criminals. They have committed crimes against humanity. For the Tamils, elections are a far cry. They are not interested in the elections just now because they are looking for their families and their relatives. Over 12,000 people, young men and women, are still behind bars without anybody knowing who these people are. And over 150,000 people are still in camps, interned by the government. So these two gentlemen, from the President Rajapaksa and the General Sarath Fonseca, they are the two important and responsible people who asked their military to bomb places like houses,
okay, well, what you're doing here, sorry to interrupt
hospitals
you.
And schools.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Sure.
what you're doing here is basically rehashing a lot of history and a lot of old grievance. Is that the way to actually try to...
It's not old, I'm sorry. It's not old, it's only 7 months old. There were children of thousands of children who were killed. 20,000 people died in a very few weeks. It's not history, it's my brothers and my sisters who got killed. So why is I don't want you to dismiss that just as abruptly. Sorry.
I'm not dismissing anything, sir. I'm just asking you, why is it that the Tamil parties and the Tamil leadership in Sri Lanka are going and backing Sarath Fonseca? Why, if that is the situation as you describe it, why is there not a candidate presenting these views to the public and trying to contest this election?
Well, there is a candidate. There are two candidates who are representing the Tamil people. Dr. Vikram Bahu is saying that the Tamils need self-determination in Sri Lanka, and Mr. Sivajalingam is standing and saying that these two men are war criminals.
But the largest Tamil group, the Tamil National Alliance, is supporting Mr. Fonseca.
The Sri Lankan constitution prohibits anybody espousing a lot of things, just like separation, for example. Independent state, you said the LTT was looking for. Legally, nobody in Sri Lanka can say it because the constitution restricts them. So it's not a free and fair elections to start with because there is not freedom of speech. Sri Lanka is where there is a continuous genocide that's going on since 1948. So the Tamils didn't just take up arms for the hell of it. They took up arms because their kith and kin were killed. They have been discriminated. They have been oppressed. That hasn't stopped.
So you're saying this so-called genocide is still going on, eh?
Of course it is. Because why would Mr. Chandrasri, when Wayne... Sorry, you're not letting me answer the question. Sorry. When Wayne interviewed Mr. Chandrasri in north of Sri Lanka, he was saying things are getting better. Why would he need thousands and thousands of army men still roaming around in the north of Sri Lanka, where movement of restriction, people are not able to freely move? There is still a curfew that's been imposed, and in the east of Sri Lanka, there are armed paramilitary which are committing human rights violations.
But you have just
Mr. Chandrasri is...
Sorry to interrupt again, but you have just made a very serious allegation saying that the government of Sri Lanka is continuing what you're calling a genocide, even though this war appears to be over. And I'm asking, do you have any evidence to support that contention?
Of course, because take the east of Sri Lanka. The government of Sri Lanka is premeditatedly, they are colonizing the Tamil land. If I own a piece of land for generations and if I live there and the government forces me out because they claim it's unsecure for me to live in my own land, that is genocide for me. They kill people without prosecuting the criminals who are committing these human rights violations.
I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but we have very limited time. I'm not sure everyone would agree that was genocide, but let me just finish off quickly and ask you to quickly answer.
You are not letting me answer a single question properly.
What then is your solution, or what then is the future for Sri Lanka? Because it seems as if you're not prepared.
What should happen?
Go ahead.
What should happen is the international community should go and investigate who did what during the war and who committed war crimes and who committed crimes against humanity, and the international community to take responsibility to negotiate between the two parties, the Tamils and the Sinhalese, the majority Sinhalese, and create an environment where the Tamils can feel safe to start with.
Right.
You know, not a single Tamil person feels safe in Sri Lanka. It's the only community that's been asked to register with the police station in the local communities.
Okay.
What is genocide then?
Thank you very much for talking to us, Suren Surendran in London. And that's all from the team here in Kuala Lumpur. Back now to you in Doha, Jay.
Thanks very much, Taimur. Israel's Prime Minister is playing down suggestions by members of his own cabinet that a new confrontation